What's up guys, and welcome to another car review. I swear this is one of the last vehicles with a voiceover, so bear with me. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out some of the other projects that I do, like interview the guys who design these cars. But let's get right into it. This is the 2024 Mazda CX-90 all-wheel drive Premium Plus package with eSkyActiv technology, and this thing is gorgeous. Just look at that artisan red metallic paint. But let's jump right into it. This vehicle is powered by a 3.3-liter inline six-cylinder engine that pushes out about 280 horsepower, 332 pound-feet of torque. Paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission, you have a tow capacity of about 5,000 pounds and a 1,500 payload. Supporting all this is two 75/45 tires wrapping around 21-inch rims. It definitely suits this classic vehicle and does not affect the ride quality, although I think the suspensions are a tad bit stiff for a vehicle given luxury vibes. When entering the Mazda CX-70 CX-90, the first thing you notice is affordable luxury continues. The play with bright wood grain on a premium white Nappa leather makes it quite a sophisticated interior. Now with a digital gauge cluster and a 12.3-inch infotainment screen, everything you need is not overly sophisticated. The panoramic roof allows tons of natural light in making the cabin a pleasant place to relax. But going down into the center console, all the buttons, toggle knobs are simply and perfectly placed, with two cup holders hidden behind the matching wood finish door. Going through the menus, making a selection, operating your navigation, controlling your music volume, or skipping to the next song can all be controlled just south of the gear shifter. Conveniently placed by the gear shifter is the hill descent control and proximity camera button, which gives you a 360-degree view of the vehicle. The one thing I had to get used to is moving the shifter to the left to park. Even though the world is starting to use touchscreen only, I love having the ability to have direct access to certain features like the climate controls, heated steering wheels, heated and ventilated seats. Going across the dashboard, I love the different play with colors and materials that continues along the door in an elegant manner. On the door alone, you will find wood grain finish, aluminum finish, white Nappa leather, black soft touch padding, and black plastic. Now the rear seats is where you can tell the difference between the CX-70 and the CX-90. The CX-70's second row has a bench seat with no third row, while the CX-90 has a third row and captain seats like this one that has a cup holder attached to the side that I wish was on the back of the center console. On that center console, you can find the rear climate controls and the heated seat buttons for the second row with two USB-C ports above it and two climate vents. Another notable thing is the rear doors have sunshades and the doors themselves open up almost 90 degrees, making access to the vehicle very easy, especially when placing kids in car seats inside. A notable feature of the third row is the car seat anchors to the far right. Now I have to say, this space is not cramped, but it's pretty tight for an adult. Being that said, it seats three, too comfortable enough, and it has the same white Nappa leather luxury as the rest of the vehicle. Conveniently, the two other seats have USB-C ports and two cup holders per side for those thirsty third row passengers. Entering the third row is pretty easy. You just lift this nice size lever up and the spring-loaded seats will slide forward even with a car seat still placed in it. Once again, the rear passenger area is where you can tell the difference between the 2-row CX-70 and the 3-row CX-90. Now on the back of the third row seats, you have Velcro straps that you tug on to collapse the 60/40 seats with ease. Stepping back, you can see how massive the trunk is, especially in the 2-row CX-70. On the floor is a removable panel that exposes the extra compartment with not much storage space, but you will find the equipment for your spare tire. Now, if you lift that plastic layer up, you will expose another compartment where you will find the car jack and spare tire. One thing I think is cool is placing the speaker inside the spare tire. Shows a great use of space, and the design engineer team are really thinking when it comes to this vehicle. And as I put the stuff back, you can see just how simple everything is. So driving around in the Mazda CX-90 is not bad. This is the inline six, and comparing this to the PHEV, which is an inline 4/hybrid. I actually prefer this more. Why? Because of the instant power, more power of course, and the hybrid still needs a little bit of technical advancements. I guess you should say technology advancements, whatever, you guys know what I'm trying to say. But I did notice on these two different vehicles, the inline 4 hybrid versus the inline 6, that on this one, the inline 6, the steering is a little stiffer than the PHEV, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but regardless, both of these still ride like true Mazdas. You can see the car is letting me know that there is traffic coming from both ways, or it's just coming to the front. It has two arrows that go. You see it beeped right then when I let off the brake to let that car go past. But this touchscreen, it's actually not a touchscreen unless you're using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So once again, if you're not using those two, if you just have it on its factory settings or factory program, this is not a touchscreen, which is a little annoying. But driving this thing for some time now, this is actually practical once you get to know the buttons and the levers. I mean, just going through here like that, your toggle switches, going back. I mean, I can do most of these things now without looking. It's pretty easy to use. It actually makes me a little lazy. It's just so far. So this was very convenient, Mazda. Good job. Like I said, at first, the first couple days, it was just why? But after getting to know these buttons, it's actually not bad at all. Driving the CX-90 feels nothing short of luxury at an affordable price. I am very happy with the direction Mazda is headed, and I hope they fine-tune every aspect of the CX-70, CX-90. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my page for other projects like where I interview the people who design these cars. Now I'll see you guys soon with another vehicle.